I don't know, can they guess from just this?
Tell what it is. Yeah.
You can tell the car's been sitting for a minute when you move it. It actually brings a little of the earth with it. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sally's Speed Shop. We're loading up in the old minivan, as my dad calls it, the Manny van, and we're going to look at a car that actually my dad has already put a deposit on, but you guys haven't seen.
And also in the process, we're gonna put a V8 in this van,
And that's gonna happen today.
It's gonna take about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So where we're going with that is the car comes with an extra motor, the original motor. Should I give the cubic inch?
You can, yeah.
It's a 318. So if that tells you anything about the car we're getting, we're going to put the original motor in the back of the van, but the car has a 340 in it with a cam. The crazy thing, it is a 1974. It has 22,000 miles on it.
And we believe that's actually original miles. We don't think somebody has rolled the odometer over or anything. The story is, this guy bought it from a guy who bought it from the original owner, who bought it for their daughter for her to drive to college.
Yep.
And she drove it for 1 year, didn't like how much gas it was using, and decided, you know what? I'm just gonna park it. So it has 1 year of mileage on it from an actual driver driving it brand new. And then one guy owned it for 6 months, drove it a little bit. And this guy that we bought it from has owned it for 24 or 25 years. Basically, we're gonna go see the car. We don't know how much he's gonna allow us to film at his place. He's pretty private, but even if we do film after we pick up the car, we'll show you the car and what we think of it and what we're gonna do to it. So stay tuned. All right, we're rolling up to his house now. He's got his Cummins 3500 dually sitting out front of the garage that is housing the car we are here to get. How you feeling right now?
Good. I got to put on my only Mopar shirt that I own. Wire care. It's got plum crazy, but the car we're getting is, the color code is powder blue, or the name of the color.
Yeah, not one of the most exciting colors, but I think we can make it look good with a few different touches. So stay tuned and we'll show you guys the car here in a minute. All right, so here we go. We made it to the location of the car we're here to buy. And I want my dad to pull the cover off this thing and show you just what we're getting.
Of course, y'all can see the body lines.
I don't know, can they guess from just this?
Tell what it is. The reveal.
It's one of those dream cars that a lot of people want. Is a first gen Challenger.
It is a 1974 and it is powder blue. That is the color.
And this is a base model. Came with a 318 and had a 904 in it. But now it's got a 340 with an A999. And last year, the Challenger, this thing, I do believe, only has 22,000 original miles. That's unconfirmed, but looking at the pedal wear and stuff on this car, you almost have to believe it. So we're gonna get this thing out of the corner it's been sitting in. It's been sitting here since 99 or so, maybe 2000. And we're gonna put it on rollers and drag it out of the corner and take it for a little cruise. So we brought along one of our VP Racing cans, the little baby can, and we're putting some fresh ethanol-free gas in it because he hasn't been keeping much gas in it sitting down here in the basement. Yeah. You can tell the car's been sitting for a minute when you move it. It actually brings a little of the earth with it. But we're about to fix that, get this thing out on the road, and it's gonna be awesome to see it out running and driving. How are you feeling about this?
Hopefully we'll get home.
That's probably the right perspective.
Most of the stuff we get, you can't drive it home.
Yeah, you got to do a lot of work before you drive it. This one, we're just putting gas in it and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be all right.
But we're, you know, it's not too far of a drive.
Yeah, so now you can see the car a little bit more. It's a 74, so it's got the little like kind of angular taillights instead of the big bar across the back. So you got tail light, and then your reverse light is on the inner panel on both. It doesn't have the RT exhaust tips. It just has kind of the bellflower style like you get on like the other B-body cars. But it's been painted once in its original color, and it's really nice for how long it's been since it was painted. And the interior has been redone with some year one components. It needs a radio, but other than that, even the dome light works in this thing, so it's pretty fancy. It's got the slapstick shifter. Does the horn work? Oh, the horn doesn't work. Oh no. We got a couple things to fix on it, but as a whole, this thing is really nice. And now I want to show you what's under the hood. Like, you can just tell that thing doesn't have many miles on it based on how that door shuts. When have you ever seen an E-body shut like that? That's amazing. Some people like the 71 grill over the later 73 and 74, but you know, I think these kind of look like a shark, so I kind of like them. We got a piece of trim to put back on the front and the letters, so we do have a couple projects, but as a whole, this is a very, very nice, very complete car. And it's been hot rodded a little bit, so it doesn't have the stock 318 two barrel. It's got a 340 with a cam and a bunch of specs I'm gonna have to get from the owner, but the painted white headers, that's a good throwback to an old school touch. It's got a big Pro Master coil from Mallory, and it's super nice and detailed out under here. And it's originally an AC car, so you got the condenser, the dryer, and we just got to hook up the compressor that came with it and make the AC work in this thing, and we'll have a nice summertime cruiser. So I guess let's see if it'll fire up and get us back to the house. What a cool car though. Keys are in the trunk, so let's hand those to him, see if it'll run.
I hit cup.
Man. Fired right up. Hit the lights. You gotta hit this switch up. Brights are on right now. Turn the brights off, see if the indicator goes off. Yep, that all works. You got working turn signals. You got working brake lights. And there you go. It's driving itself out of the basement. How long has it been since it's seen daylight? A while. That's awesome. They should be able to even sneak it by there.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, it's running good. Pull it forward a little more so you're away from his basement, so you're not smoking out his house. Good looking car. I like it.
The carburetor's a little big, and it warms up, it does a whole lot better though.
All right, shut her down. We'll get loaded up and hit the road home. I guess I'll follow you in the minivan.
Yeah, that's right. People rag on the minivan, but I love it.
And we're V8 swapping it.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and go down some more. Even if we get some of
I'd
it
try
on.
to get it just barely scoot on the carpet, maybe. Let it hold it.
It doesn't matter if you scratch anything in here.
Yeah.
You got the perfect little hook for tie down.
Oh yeah. There we go. V8 in a minivan. Well, this thing's coming with a lot more parts than I anticipated. We got the entire back of the van full of anything from AC compressors to hoods to bumpers to fenders to doors to spare taillights to carburetors. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming with this thing, including a vintage set of hooker headers, which would look killer on any old Mopar.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
See y'all.
Take care of my baby there.
Yes, sir.
So my dad's rolling out in front of me in the Dodge Challenger. I'm riding behind him in what he calls the Manny van, and got an entire load full of parts back here. And we're gonna see if this thing makes it back to the shop. It's been sitting for like 23 years. So the fact that we're driving it home is pretty wild right now. And hopefully it treats us well. But what a killer car with a great story and a great family that we bought it from. And we're super excited to turn this into something that we can enjoy. Me and my dad have both always loved Challengers, so to be able to have one, it's one of those dreams you never know is gonna happen because they have gotten so expensive. And to be able to afford one and get it at a reasonable price and be able to carry on the legacy of this car is super special. What do you think?
It's unbelievable. I just can't believe I own this car.
It's one of those dream cars you never know if you're gonna get.
Yeah. My oldest brother, who's no longer with us, had a Challenger, like a 70 or 71, and he totaled it back when he was like maybe 20, 21. And we still have some old pictures, but to have this just brings back memories of my oldest brother. Kind of emotional, really. It is.
My dad's running the old Manny van back to pick up something he left at the guy's house. And he's styling with those Dodge Magnum wheels though. What a machine. But what I'm super excited about is to drive this beautiful thing right here. So I'm gonna drive it the rest of the way to the shop, get to experience that 340 and that A999 transmission. And hopefully it doesn't leave me stranded on the side of the road. What a good looking car though. This is one of my dream cars right here. Generally, I would want a 71, but honestly, any first-gen Challenger is totally acceptable. All right, let's hit the road, see how it does. Don't even have to hit the gas. Man. Thing runs awesome. So, let's shut the door and hit the road. Drop her down in the drive. The power steering works amazing. Awesome. Can't complain with that one little bit. All right, well, let's cue the time lapse, get this thing back to the shop.
Funny things will never go away. It's who we are. We drink iced tea out of jars. We ride in trucks, put our time in at the farm. Nothing wrong with a little southern charm. It's who we are.
driving it, but
Yes.
everything is tight and smooth. The carb needs a little dialing in, but the brakes work fantastic. The suspension is pretty stiff, but it provides a lot of confidence in driving this car. A lot of old cars wallow around and they feel terrible. This thing, the body roll is virtually non-existent, and that's due in part to the stuff that he did to it. He said it's got Hemi torsion bars, it's got big block leaf springs out back, and it even has like some Gabriel like load helper style like shocks with the little coil spring around them. Whether we leave that or we put some QA1 shocks on it, I don't know, but this is one of the best driving old cars I have ever driven. Like,
Well, with only
it feels brand new.
With only 22,000 miles on it, it's going to be tight.
I mean, that makes that story even more believable, because I don't think the suspension has ever been rebuilt on this car other than just upgrading the parts that were there, and it feels amazing. So, I'm a fan. It's honestly amazing just how nice this car is. And, you know, it's a base model. There's nothing real special, but we can do what we want with it and kind of turn it into something cool. So it came with an RT hood. We can put an RT hood on it. I think we'll probably end up with either a TA stripe or maybe even add the little rally gills and do the rally stripe, and then do a TA spoiler, just a little dovetail spoiler that goes on the back. Put obviously the nice flip up gas cap on it. Maybe lower it down just a little bit front and rear, but as a whole, the thing is really solid. Everything is nicely painted, down to even like the AC dryer. The K-member is beautiful down in there. The radiator still looks brand new. The fan shroud looks brand new. Like, it's pretty remarkable how good it is under the hood.
He recently pulled the motor just to paint it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude was very detail oriented for sure.
Yeah, and the 25 years that he owned it, roughly, I think, he drove it about 200 miles.
I couldn't imagine owning a car like this and only driving it 200 miles, because it drives great.
Yeah, it does.
Like, I'll show you one thing that shows you just how nice the car is. That is the original sticker for the jack usage and stowage, and shows you where the spare tire goes and everything. And then there's like a tire warranty sticker right here from Sears. Yeah, Sears and Roebuck.
Wow.
And then it even has the factory stamps still on the bottom of the deck lid.
Mark Warman would approve.
Yeah.
Original trunk mat.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of extra spare parts. So I think this is the rally spec gauges. It has the trim for the front of the hood. It has a bunch of random stuff like AC lines, extra speaker cover on the dash. I don't believe that's the original spare tire, but it does have a full-size spare in it. Spare belts.
Still just,
Look, there's belts under here.
yeah.
It's got the original bumper jack tucked away over there. But there's a bunch of just random spare stuff that came with this car, which is pretty amazing.
So what we know of it, or what he told us, was that it was in a carport most of its life, although the fact that it had to get repainted and the interior totally changed out, maybe it was in the sun a little bit, but in amazing shape for a 49-year-old car.
Yeah. You know what's really cool is open the glove box. Just grab all of it.
These doors, that's how you know it hasn't been 122,000 miles. The tightness of them, like there's no...
Oh, they shut
sag.
great.
Yeah.
So I guess this car used to have an Edelbrock carb on it. So it's got a bunch of Edelbrock information, down to like warranty information and stuff. That's the old insurance card from the previous owner. And then it has an original style owner's manual. It says Dart on it, but it is from 1974. And then there's a bunch of random stuff in here. Like there's just some cool stuff. Look at that. The power to win. Join the Mopar Performance Race Team. Has like a toll-free number. That's really, really neat. And then some kind of receipt. What is this for?
From 97.
1997.
Yeah, and that's when, you know, the last owner had it. That's from 97, Landmark Dodge. Old Super Shops receipt. There used to be a Super Shops
that's
in
cool.
southeast Atlanta.
And then it's for a fuel line. And the customer declined the warranty.
Oh, there's a
How cool
Mopar
is that?
Performance sticker.
Old school Mopar Performance sticker. And then this stuff I haven't looked at yet, but seemed very interesting. Oh, this is for Chrysler Boats. Come aboard the Chrysler
Wow.
fleet. Our buddy Malachi, Kai's Toys, has a Chrysler boat. Oh man, look at that. That's amazing.
And it's in like perfect shape.
Man, wait, go back.
It was that helper.
Are those factory for the big block? Because that's what it looks like under there, is just like that.
The guy we bought it from would probably be able to tell us.
Man, look at all the different options they show, like the AM, FM, I don't know, some sort of mixer with some sort of player. I don't know if that's cassette or whatnot. The chrome trim on the brake pad.
Fancy.
All kinds of stuff. Oh, is that like mod top style floor mats?
Yeah.
Man, that's
what
cool. What is this though? Does it say? 74 action accents.
So these things are things you could put on your car to kind of make it your own.
In 1974.
Yeah.
Man, that thing is like brand new looking.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we've seen a few of those things. We own a few of those.
Yeah, bumper hitch.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool. That's not stuff you find with most cars. That shows you just how nice this car is. Oh, and this was to send in when you bought your car to inquire about Chrysler boats. It literally was never filled out.
And here's an important message from your Chrysler man in Detroit. Because, you need to know who that is, and you
Byron J. Nichols, the vice president.
find out what his message is. So
What does he say?
I don't know.
What is so important? Chrysler Corporation cares about you. They work together to give you satisfaction. Thanks, Chrysler. Oh, and then they have all the regional offices. Man, that's some cool history right there.
yeah, it is.
There's a comp cams.
Comp cam timing set instruction.
He did say it has a double roller timing set. So there's the comp cams timing set instructions. And then another thing for the Edelbrock. Oh, Edelbrock Performer RPM 340 360 manifold. So it might have an Edelbrock manifold. He made it sound like it was a stock one, but this sounds like it's not.
I don't know why it has a Dart manual in it versus a Challenger manual.
Well, what does it say in pencil? And Challenger.
And Challenger. Oh, that's so professional.
But maybe they were out of them
Yeah.
and they just sent this with the car.
Close enough.
It's a 1974 Dodge Operator's Manual. But that looks old. That doesn't look like it was done. Like, I mean, to match everything else that was in there, that's got to be original to the car.
And they used what they had.
That's pretty wild. Well, there you go. That's a little bit different than what we normally do. Normally we go drag a car out of the weeds or out of somebody's barn and get it running and try to drive it home. This one was a little easier. We just jumped in it, fired it up, and drove it home.
It was like 20 minutes from our house, and we were able to drive it.
Yeah.
And it didn't break down.
So be sure to stay tuned for more updates on this car. We'll be kind of doing some stuff to make it our own, kind of make it a little bit cooler than a base model Challenger, as well as fixing a few problems I'm sure we will find, and putting the air conditioning back on it so that we have a true AC car and we can enjoy it in the summertime. But if you like this content, there is lots more content to come out of the Sally Speed Shop YouTube channel. So I would really appreciate it if you guys would go subscribe. It means a lot to us and does a lot for our channel and helping us grow. And I really appreciate each and every person that follows along. So drop a like. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.